Hey guys, cutting out. So I'm just gonna wait and see if anyone's still around, and then yeah, fail at life. I hope comments are enabled. Yeah, the app has really been airing out a lot, like 10 times tonight. Sorry, I know it's annoying. Hey, someone's back. It won't actually show me who has arrived. Someone has arrived. Oh my gosh, thanks for, whoa, okay, there's a lot of people here. Thanks for coming back. The internet, the app, the live stream app just keeps screwing up. But yeah, thanks for being patient with the technical difficulties. Hey Karen. It's not very far done. The last journal, am I talking loud? Walmart kind of is, yeah, throws off my like ability to gauge how loud I am just because it's so loud in there. But yeah, I really like this journal other than the page edges, which make a mess and get all over everything. So, but the leather itself smells really nice. Oh yeah, I found chocolate. They used to make, Betty Crocker used to make some of these that came in their own plate or their own bowl, and you could just microwave them. And this one you're supposed to put in your own coffee mug, which I don't actually have any of. I don't have my dishwasher broke, and I haven't got the new one in yet. So I'm waiting because I don't have a job. But I bought some chocolate for myself anyway. If anyone's tried these, let me know how bad they are. I pretty much got like ridiculous stuff. I got comforting like journaling stuff and soda. I was out of soda, which is why I had to go to Walmart. Oh yay! Yeah, comment. What is your favorite? Okay, I wish the comments would stay up. It keeps fading before I actually get to. Here we go. What is your favorite thing to journal about when you don't know what to write about? Do I ever do research in your journal about random things? Yeah, I have. I occasionally make pages that say like, I'll usually title them "Crap I Google," and then I'll make a list of just all the bizarre stuff I research on those pages. And when I don't know what to write about, okay, let's see. Sometimes I'll do random pages of quotes or just random pages like of stuff I like. Like here's a page of just stuff I enjoy. And I really should have gotten a camera stand. But I'll make list of playlists I'm into or hobbies I'm into, or I'll do stuff like this. I love reading, hot baths. I'll make pages of what's in my bag. I'll do an outfit of the day page, a what's in my shower thing. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I've gotten comments like, why would you put that? Like a waste of space. Okay, it's one page out of a few hundred. And it's interesting to look back on just for the history of it to see what kind of stuff people are into. All the stuff that we think is just so common today will eventually be exotic. You think journaling helps us introverts gets everything we take into ourselves out? Yeah, it really, really does. I'm pretty sure journaling literally saved my life. Not just so much as like the writing, like dear diary, today I went to school and came home. Like not that, but being able to be friends with myself and understand myself better. This journal is a Barnes and Noble one. It's I think they called it Antique Owl, and it's been out I think since 2008, so it's getting a little bit hard to find. But it's got these weird page edges, but the paper itself is nice and like that. I got a bunch of, I guess I could show you my stickers. And in the back of the journal, actually in the back of this one, I put part of the Toys R Us bag. Okay, so this billionaire CEO toy maker has made I am using the owl journal. I couldn't resist it, and I wanted to use some fountain pen and some pastel gel pens. So I really couldn't resist. But anyway, the CEO billionaire toy maker, he's trying to save Toys R Us with a GoFundMe campaign, but I thought that was really cool. But anyway, I went to Toys R Us recently and bought a bag just in case the store's closed forever. So I glued it in this journal, and then I've got stickers tied to the back of it, like paper clipped to it. This journal doesn't have a closure. I still haven't made one for it, and that's kind of annoying because stuff falls out. I've got some vintage scented stickers and some dog stickers. I like adding in just sticker pages to the back of a journal. Sometimes when I don't know what to write, I'll just put a sticker and write about the sticker, or like use it as a journal prompt. What was I gonna show? Well, there's nothing really. I was gonna see if there's anything interesting in the back of that journal, but there's kind of not so much. I did not get enough. I should not. Yeah, I should have slept more. Hey, Karina, thanks for joining. You want my Gumball journal for Toys R Us? I really like that one. It's from Claire's Within Toys R Us, and both of those stores were like a large part of my childhood. And it's really fuzzy. I took the lock off, so it's really like cozy. I don't really have anything to show. I know this is kind of. I thought I could. I keep thinking like that somehow I'll be able to. I think my internet keeps going out. I'm just gonna like. We're just gonna go stand by my internet router, shall we? Okay, it's actually working over here. Okay. I think it dropped everyone off. That's great. I mean, you're gonna have to stare at my wall. What? I guess I could. Oh, I guess I could like go. Let's just walk around my house, shall we? What's the most dramatic modification to a journal? Sometimes I'll take out paper, or at least add a CEO to them. Okay, let's go to another room so I can maybe have internet again. We're all in a corner, yeah. I like to have my friends and just shove them into a corner. I'm gonna sit on the floor. This sucks. I have the worst internet ever. I did not walk that far. I'm out of breath. Now you're on my floor. You can get in bed with me too. Let's see. I'm trying to get the comments back so I can see them. They go away too quickly. I've taken entire notebooks out of journal covers and then done that. So I think that's probably the most drastic journal modification I've done. Here, I'll show you this one. And I just lost my headphones. This is like not my night. Or not the internet's night, I'm not sure which. Okay. This one got CEO'd. I pulled off the lock on this. I think I ate the comments. Why does they not appear? Did it just drop this again? Is anyone here? Okay, it looks like the video's working. I do stuff like this. Sometimes I'll add in like this Toys R Us bag to this journal, or I'll put in a piece of scrapbook paper to the inside. But yeah, so I've pulled out the entire notebooks before and then replaced the inside paper if I didn't like it. I've had a bunch of pocket moleskin type notebooks, and I had maybe 10 pages. I would start them as travel journals and then planning to use them later, and didn't end up using them. So I had a bunch of like partially used ones. I cut all the pages I used out, and then I rebound them into another notebook. So yeah, those are the most I've modified a journal. Yay, the comments are back. Okay. Your grandma had a whole room she dedicated stuff like dolls. We called the collection room. It was awesome. And what? I love rooms like that. My friend's I guess both of her grandparents had interesting stuff in their house. One had a collection of vintage board games and keychains just all over this special room, and that was really neat. My grandparents, I lived with my grandma, like one grandma growing up, and then she didn't really have a special collection. And the other kind of didn't really collect a specific thing anyway. Until my grandpa did when he was really old. He started collecting these motion sensor window toys, and that was pretty fun. You with your grandma. It's really kind of fun. I don't know. It's neat to live with grandparents. Then they're kind of they're partially kind of part friend, part parent, part sibling and stuff. But yeah, my grandma she was fun. She called one of my parentals an obelisk because the person was stubborn and she was trying to say obstinate. But this journal's really fluffy, and it had a lock on here. I took it off, and now the whole thing you can just, I don't know, it's fun. Your grandma had a bunch of Disney snow globes, parks, orchards, Disney collections. That's really fun. Yeah, that's collections is just so interesting. Some people I looked up kind of exotic hobbies the other night, and there's some interesting ones, but just it says a lot about a person. That's why I like listing out hobbies or doing what's in my bag, what's in my shower, like just random stuff inside a journal, just because what's so normal to us is exotic to someone else. One of my friends moved to Australia, and they don't have dryers in a lot of places. They have poles outside that you put your clotheslines. There we go. And I just thought that was the most like exotic thing. And they have more wildlife around, like kangaroos will be walking down the sidewalk with you, and where he lives now. But yeah, this journal is really glittery, even though you can't see it. I'm on the floor. Like, my internet's so bad that I'm 5 feet away from my router on the floor to try to make it not freeze up. I don't have anything else to really show. When I started my YouTube channel, did I think, no, it's kind of terrifying that there's anyone is interested in my crap. I remember when I had like maybe 5 people. I was like, oh yeah, that's so many. I'm never gonna have any more than that. And it's really amazing how many people are interested in journaling, especially my like plain text-based journaling. I'm gonna see if there's like anything remotely interesting that I can show. I put a lot of like super personal stuff in the journal. Sometimes I'll put in like text statements and stuff like that. I'll put in, okay, this page. Let's see. Screw it. Okay, so I'll do pages like this, and I'll write about a topic. I'll write the day of the week usually, and then if it's about a specific topic like religion or anxiety or whatever, I'll put plus, like the day of the week plus that. And okay, I'm gonna just go like this and go like this. But some pages are just like this, and I kind of mix in, I guess I could show it, just I considered Patreon. I have it. I'm not sure what I'd do with something like that. If I thought about it for the magazine. I think I actually like set one up once for the magazine once. I was thinking about trying to find a way to make it the magazine printed copies cheaper for everyone. But it seems like a lot of people do are into Patreon these days. It's really interesting how instead of like subscribing to cable, we're kind of subscribing to people. But I don't know that I have anything that's kind of interesting enough to put on Patreon. This page is another, oh yeah, here's a super normal pin. These are kind of getting harder to find. Amazon, Walmart, and Obvious Depot are all out of these online. So I have an entire school box filled with these just in case they discontinue. Again, they're just getting hard to find lately. What else can I show you? Oh my god, okay. I thought my internet was going down again. I hosted a party the other night, and I heard something upstairs. I thought it was a pipe breaking, and like I guess when I heard it, I just looked like terrified. My friend's like, "You look scared." And they're like, "Oh, it's just Effie," and the like closing the door in the bathroom downstairs. It wasn't pipe breaking. Okay, I'll show you this. Music and TV movie pages. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see how my ancestors, like how they lived, what they did in general every day, the types of movies and stuff that they were interested in. Setting anxiety, have you read or play? I would say go for it. People are pretty understanding on here, especially about anxiety. I have had a few videos where I was like nearly like crying my eyes out, and people were really nice. So I think there's a lot of good people in here. How do I do the border art? It's washi tape, and it's really fun. It's I kind of wonder how many people who are into journaling are introverts and have anxiety and have like kind of mental health issues. Can I say banana? Is there something? Banana. That's kind of that's an interesting word. Is that a thing going around? Do I have an accent? I probably have an accent. But yeah, a lot of my videos are just filled with anxiety and stuff, and people are really nice. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Here's one of those pins. These are getting more swirly now that I've had these for like a year. I have a box full of them now. I guess you've already seen the stuff that I got tonight, so I don't really need to be in the room. Thanks. I'm glad you like my videos. I try. I have some videos that I'm like still working on that are kind of planned and a little bit where I can get some words out. Yeah, my anxiety's been really ridiculous this week, and I stayed up last night until 7 a.m. And if I stay up too late, I kind of just am nervous about everything. And am I a student? Yeah. I have one more paper, and then I will finish what's it called? Leadership program. It's like a business management class. It's just a certificate in that, and then I have one more class to finish for my bachelor's at my other school. So I'm almost done, and I've made my resume more student-y, so hopefully that'll help. But there's so many jobs around here that are just that you're supposed to that they want you to be able to drive for. Like if you're a secretary, they want you to be able to get the dry cleaning, and it's really frustrating. I live in the middle of nowhere now. Do I keep live streams up on my channel? I usually do, but this week I keep having so many technical difficulties and just kind of just not so much gaps in them that I haven't really kept them up this week. Mostly because of the technical difficulty, and it's like too choppy and 5 videos be weird. How can you get in touch with me? However you'd like. I've got my phone number on Instagram. I've got my email address. My email is just ceo@thejournalceo.com, or really thejournalceo@gmail.com is probably better. I've got Instagram, YouTube messaging. I don't check YouTube messaging very much. I have a Facebook page, yeah. It's facebook.com/thejournalceo, I think. I don't post on there too much. I have a Tumblr. I've got I like talking to one. I don't know that I have any fans, but I've made some neat friends on here that people on here have understand me more than I really have found in my life before, and that's really why I do this, even though my videos are kind of weird and choppy sometimes, but it's neat that we understand each other's hobbies and difficulties and like life stuff. I literally have nothing else to show you on the floor here. I don't want to go in the other room and the internet cut out. I'm going to look through this journal and see if there's anything else I can show. I put a lot of like super detailed stuff. Like if I'm writing about someone in a journal, even a relative, I'll put usually their full name or their city or whatever. And I put like the jobs that I'm trying to apply to, trying to find a job. One of my actually, all of my immediate family, including me, have gotten laid off a few times in the past year or two, and one of them had just found a new company to work for recently and started that job, and their boss died. Just like in a tragic way too, like really young, and now they're pretty much like don't have that job either. It's just I write about stuff like that in journals too, and I don't really want to put other people's crap on the internet or other people's tragedy. I've put a lot of pages about beliefs in religion lately. Sometimes I'll do it about education or the type of career I want. And here is, I've been into washi tape a lot lately, and so I've been bordering pages like this. This is some nail polish from prom. I don't know what that means. What is that? There's like a star on what just happened? I have no idea what's going on. How? I've never heard of that. I have no idea why you did that. That's really seriously, I didn't know that was how did that? Well, thank you. That's really nice. I have no idea what I didn't know that was possible in here. Um, I've Euro. Oh, is that the sign for Euro? That that's I didn't know. Oh, super chat. I've never. Well, thank you. That's really nice. I have. That's that's a really nice thing to do. Thank you. I didn't know this. Ooh, neat. India. That's really neat. I have a friend who moved to India last year and started a coffee shop near a mountain range, which I cannot ever pronounce. Unfortunately, that's really nice. You really didn't have to do that. That's really I didn't know it was possible here. I've never had anyone do it. So, thank you. That's really neat. I still don't. I've never seen the button on this. I didn't know that was such a thing. That's. But thank you. That's really nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was cleaning my closet the other night, and I put this whole girl's entire name. How could I do this? I about 5 years ago I made these little memory cards, and I was gonna put a birthday box together and just draw out memories over time. And hey, thanks for joining. And I found these in my closet, and I put a random thing of memories. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you. Well, okay. I sometimes do stuff like this. I sent myself a card, and on the other side of this is like my address and postage stamp and stuff. And then I write myself a note like summarizing my life right now, and then I'll put that in a journal. And I have some old ones. I have like about 10 years worth of these. I have like a time capsule of my life, so I'll send myself wherever I'm living at the time, and it'll be postmarked and show my address, and then I'll write a note saying like kind of about me page. I'll put like about me, name, address, occupation, city, favorite movie, TV show, hair color, like hair colors, all that kind of thing. And they're really fun to look back on, especially postmarked and stuff. I'm a sucker for old vintage stamps and that kind of thing. So I've been doing that again lately, and I'm trying to do that in every journal now just because I'm not sure if, like, where I'll end up living. Do I have any regular viewers? There's kind of a handful of people that I usually see around here. Can I shout out to my... That comment went away. I wish the comments would stay up for more than, like, half a second. Can you shout out your Instagram post? Want to get in touch? Cool. My Instagram is just the General CEO too. Are you new to my channel? Thanks for joining in. That's really thoughtful. I've never had anyone do. I didn't know that was possible in this, so that's really neat, and it's really cool that someone's watching from India too. I have to look up how this. I've never seen a button like that. Had no idea that was a thing. You Rob does crime videos, did live chats. I've never heard of that. Wouldn't do ads in his channel. It's like fluffy rainbow. Your subscription list is like fluffy rainbows and serial killers. I think my channel alone is like half dark, half happiness. So that's interesting, and nothing in between. I've never heard of Rob Dyke. I didn't know that was a thing. I think most of the people I watch are pretty much journalers. Oh, you don't have to do. I have no money too, so I totally understand. That's really nice. I've never had anyone do that. I still have no idea how that happens, but I didn't know that's a thing. There's just like a random button on the top of my screen. I'm like, what is that? That's really neat to know someone from India too. That's really cool. So thanks for doing that, even though you really didn't have to. I've been trying to cut out some collage stuff lately, and I subscribe to Reader's Digest, mostly the Instagram Club. What kind of... I've never really done a collab. That's such me. What do I think about cats? I'm not really into... How dirty should I make this? I'm not really into... I can't do it. There might be children in the room. I'm not really into cats. This is why I do not usually do live anything. Okay, I kind of want a cat. When I went to a farm once a handful of years ago, and there's this adorable cat that kept following me around and just kind of like cuddling with my leg basically. And the farm owner said someone had dumped the cat there, and she's like, you should take this cat. I'm like, oh, I've never had a cat before. I probably shouldn't. And I kind of wish I had, even though I would have no idea how to care for a cat. But I always had dogs as a kid. I had some fish too, and I had some frogs that jumped out and died. That I found in a swimming pool, but they eventually jumped out of the container that I tried to rescue them in. I haven't really had too many weird pets. I smuggled hamsters and gerbils into the dorm room, and I went to this kind of ghetto, urban pet store, and I can't remember if it was a hamster or gerbil, whatever it was, didn't even live a whole semester. It was just they were diseased at that pet store. It was really in the hood, like in one of the worst parts of the city, and yeah. But magazine, like this is fun. Yeah. If you want to ask me just like random questions like that, that's really fun. Um, it was. I did not know which. And it look. It's yeah. The hamster gerbil thing was sick one night. And I looked up vets in the city. I could not find one. It was like at 3 a.m. By the time the pet little hamster gerbil thing appeared visibly sick, and I could not find a vet. And I tried calling everywhere. I had no idea. Tried to Google what to do. Yeah, I haven't had really many pests since then. I beta fish for a while. I named one of them Fish Stick. But I've been trying to get into magazines and kind of stuff to add into journals recently. And I subscribed to Reader's Digest. Like I got 3 subscriptions or something just in case they ever go defunct. My grandma used to read that magazine, so I cut this out of I think there. And this is kind of I sometimes make themed pages, so this theme is going to be what careers and stuff I might want in life and what city. I'm torn between which cities to live in. There's kind of 2 that I like. I like here, and I like Civilization, where I used to live, and then I also like Tiny Town. It's just the middle of nowhere. And any experience with graphic design? Yeah, I've been a graphic designer. Someone asked me some jobs that I've had, and I've done a pretty wide variety of stuff. I've done marketing. I've been a news editor. I've been a web developer, a graphic designer. I was a weekend office secretary, mostly filling in for someone. I've done like crisis response, emergency management stuff. I've done like children's teaching. What else have I done? Not too many random things, but I almost was a sheep herder in Sweden. But I decided to move to middle of nowhere in Tiny Town instead. That was a long time ago. It was this kind of experience thing where you'd pay, they would find you a job in something bizarre like sheep herding. It was literally sheep herding. And I don't know where I was going with that. I'm really tired. I did not get enough sleep last night to be interacting with humanity. But, oh yeah, cities. I experienced life more than just staying in one place. Yeah, I kind of want like a permanent home. Like if I ever have a kid, I want them to grow up somewhere and stay in the same house and have a childhood home that I live in forever. But I also kind of want civilization again. It's especially since I'm not into driving. You can't really go anywhere unless you drive here, or unless you take Uber and Lyft and all of that, and that adds up. And I don't know. So I'm torn between cities and different careers, and I kind of want to be on. I've done some SEO work, and mostly like tech field stuff is what I've done. I've done some stuff for countries. So that's why I studied in schools, like foreign relations. But where I live now, there is not that. So like what I studied in school, does not exist in my city, which is just fabulous. And the type of career I used to have, I've been an editor before. Been like a magazine writer too. But yeah, torn between cities and career goals. And where I live around here, it doesn't really have either of the jobs that I used to do, and it doesn't have my career field of international, like foreign affairs stuff. We don't have that here. It's like the sticks. So I can't really do that here. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure things out. I might make a journal page about that. And especially all the people I went to school with pretty much are have traveled so extensively, and I haven't. Your job revolves around what you're talking about. Tech? Are you in tech? Um, I've done tech projects for countries, and that was the coolest, best job I ever had. It was perfect for college. I would be learning about countries, and then I would go do projects for them. And once I was in I had to go to an embassy to train someone. Um, and the person who answered the door, I figured there was a security guy or something. It was not. It was one of the leaders of the country. So once I realized after his assistant had given me an autographed dignitary type gift, like I think I just turned white as a sheet. I could barely speak after that because I thought I was training a secretary. I didn't think I was training a leader of a country. I could not speak after that, and that was really neat. That was like the best teenage job that I ever could have wanted. And that's kind of another thing around here. There's nothing that interests me like that. There's nothing that cool. So it would just have to be a job that I do just for the sake of money, which I would do. But hopefully I'll find something. Anyway, I think I missed a few comments there. Crap. Do I like podcasts? I haven't really listened to a podcast in probably a decade. I used to listen to a Spanish, I think it was called Spanish Coffee thing. You're into tech. Would I be willing to share your experiences so I can grow as well? Sure. Send me a message and we can talk tech. That'd be fine. You're a fresher. What's a fresher? Recent podcasts, I haven't really listened to podcasts in years. I've listened to the Freakonomics podcast a few years ago, and that was fun. Oh, you're new into something. Yeah, send me a message. That'd be fun. I'm into tech and writing and vintage nostalgia. So if you're into something I'm into, I can pretty much like talk endlessly about it. This video is actually really long. I thought it would just be like 5 minutes. A really awesome podcast is called "The Comments Do Not Stay Up Long Enough" by serial killers. Wow. While you jog, I don't jog unless I'm like running from a serial killer, but I think that would just spook me out too much. So I live in the sticks, and if I go too far, like 10 minutes of a drive north, it's kind of like fields, and in the dark that just creeps me out. I'm like, this is where you throw a body. Like it just sketches me out so much. Would be good to hear from an industry professional. I'm not sure. I don't know that I'm an industry professional, but I've met some people who were, so it'd be fun to talk about tech stuff. This is like, I've been trying to figure out what this is. I think it's a book with a dog. I'm more of a dog person. How sticks are the sticks you live in? There's only a few thousand people in your city? My I live kind of on the suburbs of a metro area, and there's about 1 point something million. I want to say definitely less than 1.5 million, I think. Less than 7,000. Wow. Okay, that's legitimately small. That'd be interesting. No, my Instagram is the Journal CEO, the same username as here. I've never really lived in like a legitimately small town. I called tiny town small, and that had less than 100,000 people. Probably closer to less than 75,000, really. 3,000 people? That'd be neat. Wow. My old apartment building had like 13,000. 3,000 would be neat. Is it agricultural? I've been trying to look up cities that I could go to near here that are just kind of like there's not many. I've kind of been debating. I looked up some I guess it's all relative. I looked up some smallish. My old roommate thought I was from the smallest town ever because it was only 1 million and something in the metro. She's like so tiny, and she thought me in like New York City even was like super small compared to where she was from in Asia. All the people I went to preschool with, graduate high school. That's neat. I wish I had the same like lifelong childhood friends. 2,000 people and say that's a good size. I switched districts between elementary and middle school and stuff, and I don't really know anyone still from when I was a kid, other than like occasional, like online. I'll see them post something, but I'm not in touch with them. I think it'd be really, really neat to have known them so long. I really liked my elementary school, and 120 people in your graduating class. Dude, wow. I don't really remember how many. I think we had 1,400 ish. College, we had. I don't remember if we had less or not in college. Mm, you sent it to you? Cool, I'll check it out. um, yeah, it's fun to talk tech. Or you're wondering what journal I'm. Okay, my current journal is this one. The Streamlit. Yeah, this was a super last minute thing. I really didn't think it'd last this long, but it's fun to just answer weird questions while I'm showing you my floor. You should stick with high school. High school was not my favorite thing, but it was worth finishing. Yeah, this is my current journal. I'm still trying to come up with something to like tie it together with because I added a bunch of crap and it would like fall out. But it's maybe 10% done or something. But yeah, it's a Barnes & Noble one. And it's a soft cover, which I'm usually not into. But the one that's going to be next, I think, is going to be this one. I pulled a lock off of it, and I added it in this. I know it could be like one of those cool people to just like straight up flip through, but I just added so much personal stuff about people's lives that I don't know that would be really fair to them. This journal I'm tempted to use as kind of a secondary journal. Year and a half behind high school. That's when you're old like me, a year is sticking around another year is not feel like that long. And I actually miss high school really bad. So if I could go back to high school, I totally would. I mean, it sadly is, I don't know, I miss the rhythm of like high school and going to school and then summer and like just, where you're going to be next year and like next month, and I don't. Okay, I just missed another comment. Crap. Where'd it go? You're using hair ties to close your fairy journal. Interesting. How did you attach it to the thing? I have hair ties. I thought about just putting a hairband on it, but I'm not sure how to keep it attached to it. This thing. So when I get a job, I'm gonna put this on the page. This like happy cat. I had a freelance project, like a tech thing. I did a bunch of contracts. Okay, so I haven't actually had someone asked like why I moved to the middle of nowhere if I don't like driving. I didn't mind driving so much when I first got here. Catch you later then. Thanks for the help. Oh, cool. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for doing that super chat thing. That's really, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. But anyway, thanks for thanks for hanging out and messaging me. It'll be fun to talk tech. Oh yeah, so I didn't mind driving as much when I got here, and I've had a bunch of contract jobs and like freelance stuff that I haven't had to go into a normal office locally in like forever. So actually, since I lived here, but those contract jobs are really hard to come by, and a lot of the companies that do those are like going under. So that's not really, I can't really keep doing that. I have vintage stickers. You smell like chocolate. I'm just gonna show you my stickers. I have nothing else to show, but it's really fun to, like, some of the stuff I don't know, I can say whatever in this and not, even if I don't put it on my normal channel, it's more personal. You keep the covers of your journal to keep it closed, but you don't have many items as closed. Oh, putting on the covers, I might have to try that. You Dollar Tree headbands on your journals while I wrap it on your wrist, is that right? Oh, yeah, hairbands do take a while to dry. You hate driving too, but you've only been driving for 6, wow. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's, okay, I live in, like, if I go too far, it's like the legitimate middle of nowhere with fields, and it's really hard to see out there. There's not street lights, and I could drive incidentally, I used to live in the city, and I lived by the subway station, and there was a bus that I could walk to, or I could just walk to like a lot of places. But I was just like, I don't want to do that, and I would drive there. But the older I get, this, yeah, not quite as. Um, it takes a lot of energy, mental and literal energy to drive, and if it's in the city, it's everything's lit up so well that it's not hard to see at night. Um, and it is here, especially if you go further, like too far away from civilization. It's just hard to see. I don't like it. Hey, thanks for joining. Have a good night. Stick with school. Um, so yeah, it wasn't really. I didn't pick the best place to live for, but but I have nice closet space, and I like a lot about here, so I'm trying to make it work. I figure I can Uber and Lyft places, and you can see stars though. Yeah, we at least I can see more. I can at least just see the sunsets here, and that's really cool. Because when I lived in the city, there you could see buildings. I used to could see the Washington Monument outside my window, and that was cool. But it was also what I was paying for a studio there. I can pretty like you can pretty much get a few bedroom house here for that. I mean, the cost of the salaries are relatively less here too, but still, these are some vintage stickers. I decided to bring out some of my childhood stickers like these and use in my journal. I think these are too. I'm not sure. Some of these are from before I was alive. I think my parent taught some piano lessons when I was young for a while and had a bunch of old stickers, I think, from that. I got some Lisa Frank ones. The dark can be terrifying. You're trying to it's pitch black. You almost kill. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, things in the road. It's just the sky and the road when it's really dark can kind of look similar to me. You should use those stickers in the Gumball journal. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna save a lot of vintage stickers for this little thing. I think this out journal I'll probably be done with this in like a month just because I'm applying to some ridiculous jobs. And oh, I forgot. I had another job last fall. I was a seasonal retail person, like hard lines, and I sometimes had to back up cashiers. Yeah, that I'd never done that before, and I guess since I'm old, that the people, the bosses, I guess thought I'd had some experience. So I went in the stock room. I just looked around. I was like, "What is this?" From like when they were showing it back there, I was like, "I've never done any of this. I have no idea what it is." And the DPCI numbers on the shelves, I didn't know how to like find which shelf you're supposed to put crap on. I was really bad at that job. But it's just seasonal. Here's some more Lisa Frank. I had these stickers as a kid. Yeah, I've got like a washi tape and pen in this journal, but it is kind of thickening up. I've been into washi tape again. I've used up a few rolls, and kind of to give myself an excuse to buy some more washi tape and crap when I get a job. I thought I'd like really have fun writing and do all this stuff since I have more time on my hands, but it's mostly just kind of being like a week-long month-long really anxiety attack, which is really a lot of fun. I know I'm saying a lot. It happens when I don't sleep and when I'm nervous and when I don't plan stuff like this. I put sometimes I'll add in crap like this. This is a wrapper from a chocolate candy for Christmas. He's wondering, when you get sad, what do you do in your journal? Do you tape things in, write letters, or you still collage in your journal? I think almost a decade of my journals really kind of have a lot of depression in it. But when I, about like in 2015 especially, it was just, well, more like 2014, probably both of those really. When I like wake up sobbing and just was horribly depressed, I collaged a lot, and I really found collaging helpful, especially since I sometimes can't really come up with words when I'm depressed, like kind of nearly nonverbal sometimes. So when it gets bad anyway, I would collage a lot. I would write in some stuff like favorite memories. I would do like favorite childhood memories, favorite school day memories, and stuff like that, and just kind of make a lot of themed lists. I'd write lists about playlists that I was into, and just trying to keep some of it happy instead, since I would write a lot about it, like dark stuff too. I found these stickers. I've been wanting these for years. I found these the other day. These are from my childhood, and I had a sheet left, but I kept searching for these. I've been looking for a few years. I finally found, and I realized I'd put the year of what stickers they were on. I had that wrong, so that's why it was never coming up in search stuff. Um, what else? When I'm like sad or having a rough time, I tend to add more photos from like travel or from childhood or just kind of fun stuff to try to give myself a pep talk. I've been doing, let's see, these more lately. These, like, I'll write a summary of my life and mail it to myself, and keep in my journal, so it'll be postmarked and stuff. Yeah, that's my address, but oh well. I added a lot of stickers. I added a bunch of crap to journals, really. Kind of, no matter if I'm happy or not, it's just kind of, I'll save stuff if I go somewhere fun. I got this marble ball at Toys R Us, so I sometimes keep stuff like this in a journal. Just anything that kind of reminds me of small daily life things to look forward to. Care Bear stickers. I know this is the longest video ever. I feel like I'm on a phone with a friend. I do plan on doing a journaling party where I actually like plan it and have some journal prompts and make it fun, but I'll get a camera stand at some point and try to sleep before then so I can actually form a sentence. These stickers crack me up. One of them say, like, write already. I'm beginning to wonder about you. That one's fun. These are really old too. I can't really read the year. It's really small. I think it says 80 something on there. I use vintage stickers a lot in my journals just because they're quaint looking and I can't resist them. So yeah, I like to add in stickers or happy little trinkets to make journaling less dreadful, especially since when I first started journaling I was writing about a lot of tragic shit basically, and I would make it a point to make pages of different activities. I would go sightseeing, or I'd go to a circus and put some photos of that in. I'd write lists of happy memories about my grandma that I lived with for 18 years and things like that. You taped a flower in your journal to help you feel better. They were originally dying, but you decided to take one. That's cool. I like adding in leaves, especially like leaves from somewhere special. Like if I went onto a special trip, I wish I'd taken a leaf from Japan, but if you go somewhere interesting or you go on a road trip or something, I like taking in. I went to Florida last summer, and then I took some of the sand, and then I just like duct taped it into a journal. I like adding in just stuff like that. Cool leaves you find outside. I have some leaves from my childhood house in some of my journals. And I actually stole a piece of the carpet too. I just like put a few fibers of carpet in it. I found these vintage Wishbone stickers. Yeah, I like adding just anything that I've started doing. Taking photos of some of the places I go regularly, like even just a grocery store, like the outside of it, or just what my city looks like, because there's so much construction around here and it keeps changing, and that kind of daily life stuff is neat to look back on. These dog stickers cracked me up. I keep all these in the back of my current journal to add to it. I didn't realize I had like multiple sheets of that in there, but and then these E.T. so old. I can't believe these movies were really 20 something years. I think E.T. was, doesn't say what year. Oh geez, 1980. I wasn't alive in 80, dude. I guess that movie came out then, or maybe a few years before then, because these stickers are from then. So E.T. I gotta Google how old E.T. is. Like, I didn't realize E.T. I guess it had to have been upper 30 something years old, 37 years old maybe. Okay, what are the odds I can go over there without like showing my thigh? I want to show you something I got. Okay, one second. Actually, just come with me. Okay, that actually wasn't as difficult as I thought, even though I'm old. Alright. Here's my dirty carpet. I got, this came out, this Oregon Trail. Isn't it the most amazing thing ever? I have this box, the little Okay, I call it a cauldron of fun. It's a Halloween cauldron that I put some fidget toys and anxiety toys and stuff in, especially because lately my anxiety was really bad for a while. And I put this in it, and this is an Oregon Trail vintage game. It looks like the computers that we had. I mean, that old people had, not me. I wasn't even alive yet. But yeah, this is a special edition thing. I saved some of the wrapper from this to put in my journal. And I got a 30 something anniversary Care Bear, and I saved this. It's like special edition stuff also I'm saved. I don't think I never really played. Oh, ET's out in 82. Wow. That's some pretty special, neat special effects for back then. Commodore 64. That's fun. I never experienced those. Atari, I think I never actually had a video game system as a kid. When I was kind of older, I got a vintage, what was it, Dreamcast, and I played Crazy Taxi on that. I had a second cousin who had a Dreamcast, so I always wanted one, but I never had a game. I had a Game Boy as a kid. I still have it, and I finally beat Super Mario. I think it was Super Mario 3 where there's like a bouncing tiger. I finally beat that a few years ago. I was really excited. This takes a minute to turn on, but it's got like the super old looking graphics. This is really fun. I've beaten Oregon Trail like 3 times this week, which is more than I did as a kid. Crap. Okay, this is the power button. The buttons are kind of weird. Like, look at them. Your Sims Wii was your top childhood game. I used to love SimCity too. I still have a Wii, but I don't have a TV that works with it. But Wii really was fun. The Wii wakeboarding or whatever it was really neat. Oh yeah, so I've learned to be a banker from Boston and buy a lot of ammunition, which everyone in my neighborhood is like. There's this neighborhood app where you can interact with your neighbors, which I think is in general a horrible idea. But I looked through it, and my neighbors are so like NRA happy, and they're like, if that thief comes to my house and just like saying stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, have I ever played Nintendo 64? I had another cousin who played Nintendo 64. I never had one, but that one was really fun. I really wanted I think it was the Super Nintendo, the limited edition. My neighbors are special. This is hard to do with one hand, but here's what it looks like. It's just like the vintage MS-DOS looking Oregon Trail. But yeah, I be a banker from Boston and buy a lot of ammunition and hunt the buffalo or whatever they are. This is my favorite purchase recently. And there's a iPhone Oregon Trail one, I think that's free, but that one doesn't look like the old one did. And this one's just cool. And it's kind of like large for something, but I don't think I can actually do this with one hand, but it looks, maybe I can, okay. Well, okay, that's going to take all of eternity, but it just looks like the old game, which I thought was really neat. So yeah, I add junk like that to journals, especially nostalgic anything. I found coloring stickers to be really fun. I have some, what are those things called? Mandala ones, and then these owl ones I found. These were from Toys R Us. It has the old sounds. It does. And I have died from dysentery more than once. But yeah, it's perfect. Like, it's kind of hard to see from this far, but Oregon Trail. Yeah, my favorite thing I've bought recently. I've got some pizza trees. These are from a children's sticker book. I'm going to cut them out. I'll add in like random stuff like this into a journal. Sometimes it turns into journal prompts. I mean, I don't know that pizza will, but just if I add in like random owls, and it reminds me of space, and I don't know. And these stickers they had some stickers in here that were scented like pizza. Have those in another room. I was really planning to make this like 5 minutes. Sorry, it's long. I like it long. I've almost managed to not say anything innuendo for a while now. It was long overdue. This is like a lot of stickers to be keeping in the back of a thing, but I don't know, it just makes it. I like decorating, even kind of on a rough day, I'll add in fun stickers sometimes to a page just to make it happier. That's what she said. It is what she said. I like them all. Loving the create your own sticker books for your journals. I don't. What is that? Create your own. Oh, just like the coloring ones. Yeah, these. You had a Windows 95 game, a bunch of Barbie games. That's awesome. I think I vaguely remember. It was like wasn't it called like Barbie Studio, and it had like a fashion palette where it had some kind of like accessories that you're supposed to play with while you were playing the game. Oh, color your own stickers. Yeah, they really, I like how if you have a coloring sticker, like you go in a coloring book page, uh, it makes you spend more time with the journal. And I found that if I do stuff like that, just coloring or doing kind of goofy collaging or adding in nostalgia, then I'll feel like spending more time with this journal and write about stuff that's actually like deep and meaningful, which I know I haven't shown any of tonight, but anyway. Am I interested in junk journaling, making notebooks out of cardboard and stuff? I haven't done that as an adult. I don't think I have. I usually just use existing ones in collage, and sometimes I'll add in paper from like when I was a kid, and if it's cute colored paper, I'll add it into a journal. I've thought about doing the whole junk journal thing and making an entire notebook out of kind of floral paper or something. I've never actually done it. That's also what she said. Target is pocket-sized coloring books. Ooh. You can wash these as frame. Oh, I have to look. Oh, yeah. Now I gotta go to Target. That's neat. I love stuff that just like happens to fit perfectly in a journal. I'm trying to find something like I could actually show. My contact sucks. I really cannot see. Like I don't want to put other people's crap out there. Here you can scrapbook this. That's one thing I've never added into my journals. I'm pretty sure my neighbors have, because they're like all elderly with at least a few kids apiece, and all NRA loving people. I mean, and we don't really have break-ins. Like it's the safest place I've ever lived, but I mean, there've been a few maybe in the whole within a 10-minute radius, and people are like buying security cameras like crazy and just like arming and stuff. Like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I've been into these pages for like a year now. I'll just put a page called home, and then I'll put in, sometimes I'll take a piece of carpet off or a piece of paint out of a closet, and wallpaper if where I'm living has wallpaper, and just kind of leaves from outside. I'll just make a collage of elements from where I'm living at that time. Your husband gave you a nail to tape in. That's one thing I've never taped nail or weaponry into a journal. Yikes. Oh, here. I sometimes do these pages of just crap that I collect from stuff I bought, like this. A caboodle, a care bear. I could show you my caboodle. That's gonna involve standing up. Death. So old. I'm involved in this organization where all of them are at least, I think they're all over 70. And I was trying to stand up, and I stood up and I'm like, oh, so old, death. And they just looked at me, they're like, I'm old enough to be your grandmother. And one of them's like 85 years old, and they're so entertained by my like calling myself old and my innuendo and stuff. All right, you have to look at my dirty carpet. Here you go. Oh no, I can show you a bed instead. That's probably gonna make PLC sick. Sorry. I can show you something else. Standing up sucks. Why did I stand up? I can show you. He said you watching the stream and was telling me about some nerdy computer stuff. Yeah, that's a well-trained spouse to be able to do that. Here is my caboodle. This one I love. These are the Urban Outfitters edition of It's Noisy Outside. I think it's like some anniversary of caboodles. I think the 25th one. I don't know. But I've got some crap in here. I've got some washi tape samples. I'm so out of breath from walking like 3 feet. I'm old. I have a few new washi tapes recently. For some reason, I felt like getting some Christmas washi tape because it's still kind of cold here. And I've I've been using scented pens recently, like the past few months, like crack. I used up that 24 set of Sugar Rush Series 2 already. It's so windy. I can hear my trees. Thanks. I'm glad you like my random crap. This is really, really entertaining. I can't believe anyone's like actually sitting and watching this because it's just I haven't really shown much. But okay, it sounds like a tree is like hitting my outside. Do I listen to musicals? I went to see Hairspray once with an elderly relative, and it was she was like awkwardly embarrassed because it was kind of a bit feisty for her. I've never really been that into musicals, but I kind of want to go to an opera or something just to do some different kind of things like that. Anyway, these are the scented. Can't remember what those stupid pens are called. Fail. Oh yeah, the color scents, and then the Sugar Rush, the ones that have candy on it. I'm just gonna show you random crap. This is one way to entertain. I'm so glad that there wasn't like a live streams when I was a child. I had some like really embarrassing VHS days. I'm glad I didn't broadcast that all over the internet. Mozart's very user friendly for first operas. I used to listen to Mozart records. Like my grandma gave me a vinyl record player in high school, and I listened to some of her Mozart. So do you like that? Here's about myself. I've been sleeping with this bear for like 2 months for some reason. I just like end up using it as a pillow. This is the Care Bear I bought myself from Toys R Us the other day. I'm an adult, but yeah, I got those. This caboodle. Oh yeah, I have one more. Bend over. Do I have anything creepy in here? Okay, good. I guess I can show you this. Here's my Tamagotchi anniversary edition that never actually hatched, and then it died. It worked fine before, I just didn't keep it alive. I've got this vintage Sanrio tape, and this smells like car air freshener from Claire's. Claire's have finally filed bankruptcy. They're doing a Chapter 11, so they're closing some stores, but hopefully keeping the rest around. And Toys R Us is closing all stores, but there's a toy maker CEO that's trying to save Toys R Us with a Toys R Us GoFundMe, which is really interesting that there's something like that for a commercial company. But he donated over $200 million of his own money to try to save Toys R Us and buy out the Toys R Us Canada. Do I have anything creepy here? No. Yeah, I always have to ask myself that because sometimes I have some weird crap in everything. These scented stickers are from Dollar Tree. They smell really good. Claire's is closing 92 stores in the U.S., but the rest of the stores are staying open at this point. They're doing a Chapter 11 bankruptcy for Claire, so they're trying to reorganize and trying to save themselves so they don't have to close all of it. You found your childhood Tamagotchi and killed it too. Yeah, I never had a Tamagotchi as a kid. I had a 101 Dalmatian one and a Dinky Dino and a Puppy Pal. I had like off-brands. So I was really excited to finally have a Tamagotchi, even though I killed it. But yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Ooh, I keep forgetting to use this. This is the fountain pen that I was going to use in my current OWL journal. That's across the room. I'm not going back over there. It's too far. I'm like still out of breath. It's really ridiculous. This I found at TG. What's that thing called? Tuesday Morning. I really want TGI Fridays. Can you tell? This is a chauffeur, I think is the name of it, pen. I don't know. It's $3 at Tuesday Morning. I've got some really random G2s in here. Some are in pastel, which is cool. And oh yeah, I've been into separating out my types of pens mostly. Like this is mostly just G2s, and then this one is like scented stick pens. So I've been into separating these a lot lately. Kind of makes them feel new. You lost your Tamagotchi. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Toys R Us still has a few of this limited edition Tamagotchis. They sell the Schaefer pens at Staples. Oh, nice. I don't think there's actually a Staples near enough to me, but this does really write well. It's got like a gigantic tip. That's what she said too. But I wanted to make the page titles with this. And this, I actually am an adult, even though I have a cauldron of fun and like caboodles and Tamagotchis and no job. I had a seasonal job, and that's why I don't have a job now. I'm trying to find one. This is my cauldron of fun, just like anxiety toys, because stuff like applying to jobs. Just makes me panic in general. So I have a bucket of fun stuff to mess with, especially this was like an odd thing to do on the live stream. Your favorite fruit stripe gum. Fruit stripe gum is really good. Loving the googly eyes. Yeah, these are, I thought I couldn't resist them. I got those on my laptop too. You remember 2 girls in your 2nd grade got yelled at because they would try to sneak their Tamagotchi? Yeah, I remember Tamagotchis in school too, and eventually they got banned, like slap bracelets and everything fun. This is a Weeble ball. I'd never heard of them, but Toys R Us had them. And apparently 15% of new toys get discovered from Toys R Us. So the billionaire toy maker, Isaac something, I forgot his name, got his start with his company in the 70s or in the 80s because Toys R Us was willing to buy his toy when most don't. And although like to Walmart and Toys and Target and all these places sell toys, but not, it's usually just like large name brand toys and not so much new ones. So this guy, Isaac, I think his name is Larian. I actually messaged him. I didn't know he was a Forbes list billionaire. I was like, hey, let me know if you want any help for trying to save Toys R Us. I had no idea who he was. Yeah, he didn't message me back, needless to say, but that's what I get for not Googling people. This thing kind of looks creepy, but it's pretty entertaining. It smelled bad for a few days, but it's fine now. This one, this thing is really entertaining to watch. Use some anxiety toy that light up your hit against something squishy. Oh, I think I've seen those at Target. Those are really fun. I like the light up ones. I don't have one, but those are a neat thing. I added in like this dollar store Etch-a-Sketch thing. These balls, like it's just like all stuff you can mess with and touch. But things I'm not gonna list on my resume. What are your hobbies? I like to play with my balls. Yeah. These are creepy when you do this, but it's just fun to mess with them like this. I've got some Pogs in there. It's such an obsession with Webkins. I'd never had Webkins. Tornado in a bottle. Yes, I remember those. I never had one, but those were fun to mess with. Like one of my classmates had one. This Isaac Larian guy, or whatever his name is, who's trying to save Toys R Us with a Toys R Us GoFundMe. He created LOL dolls and Bratz and Little Tykes and apparently like tons of stuff that's popular. So I was like, hey, let me know if you need help saving a company. Like, what? He donated $200 million of his own money, and I'm like, look, I can't give him like $200 or something. Like yeah, I had no idea who this. I don't really know popular culture. Apparently, I have no idea who famous people are, actors and stuff. I'm like, I've never heard of that unless it's Zac Efron, in which case, sign me up. Got more. These Pogs are really okay. I'm gonna show you my Pogs. I'm so glad there was not like easy live streaming when I was in middle school because I would have done stuff like this, except probably worse. I had such an accent when I was a kid too. It was really bad. I'm starting to get an accent again. There were some bizarre Pogs. Like, what is that? Why? I think it's a duck holding a trophy. A bowling trophy, apparently. I don't know. I'll show you some random other crap in here. These things are really, I don't know what these are called, but these are pretty fun. I'm literally showing my toys on. That's special. But yeah, this kind of stuff actually does help with anxiety a bit. It's my childhood cush ball. I have a slap bracelet right here. Let's whip that out, shall we? I have like so many toys in this cauldron of fun now that it's actually kind of hard to find stuff. A Chinese yo-yo. Are those the one? Oh, no, I'm thinking Chinese finger trap. I have an Eskimo yo-yo. I'm actually pretty good at it, but I don't think I've ever tried a Chinese yo-yo. I've got some finger puppets. So, okay, when I was a kid, we would drive in the suburbs sometimes, and there would be cows on the side of the road, so we'd pull over, and my parents would make cow noises, and all the cow herd would come over to us. So this is why I have a cow puppet in my cauldron of fun. Nickelodeon gag. Here is my slap bracelet. A slinky. Right here. Like, I would not miss out on anything 1990s. My Oregon Trail, I just put on the top of it. The slinky's kind of ghetto. It's from when I was a kid. It's kind of, like, not properly twirled. The slap bracelet's a modern one. that my friend gave me as a joke. I'm like, I love slap bracelets. She's like, oh crap. I was just trying to find something weird that I'd be weirded out by. Didn't work. I got a new car, VW Bug. I always wanted a real one, but they were all the ones I could find were either expensive or rusted out on the floor. And I don't like driving anymore anyway. It's just perfect to live in the sticks. Like, you cannot actually, well, you can start a walk, but the speed limit around here is too much, and there's not really crosswalks. So even though there's some sidewalks, it's just literally unsafe to cross the road. I tried walking from Michael's to a restaurant the other day, and crossing the road was like legitimately hazardous, and people like stared because people aren't used to humans walking. You missed the metal ones. Oh yeah, I saw some miniatures metal slinkies at Toys R Us the other day. The metal ones really work much better than plastic. This is such a I don't know why I'm showing this. I don't know. I just feel like these live hangouts can be anything, and they're just casual fun with a friend. It's not as much pressure as trying to come up with a video that means something. So yeah. And I can like say stuff that I don't really do in normal videos. If you want to ask me some weird questions, go for it. Well, I mean, I'm showing you bizarre toys, so why not? Where you mentioned like the weird jobs I've had. I've been a babysitter too, which is kind of scary. And I didn't actually know what you're supposed to do with a kid. I didn't know if you're supposed to put him face down or up. I can't remember if I Googled it or how I actually figured it out. I think I ended up, like the first night I did that, I just sat there holding the kid all night because I didn't know how to like put the kid down. Do I have a light bright? I don't. I want one. I have a light bright pin, but there's only about 10 pegs to it, so it's not that entertaining. Light brights were awesome. I saw light brights at Target recently. I've been eyeing that. I want to make a board game room. And that's the good thing about living in the South, at least, that there's like I could get a few rooms if I have a job. Just make like a room of vintage Candyland, Life, Etch a Sketch, and Light Bright, and all that kind of thing. Okay, I cannot get this silly bitty back together with one hand. That's great. Anyway, I don't remember these from the 90s. Yeah, I've got a hacky sack and more puppets. My friend gave me like what she called a junk drawer minus the drawer for Christmas, so I put like this was in it. And I've got some weird stuff like that. You've got a couple of old Light Bright sticker cards stuck on some ancient journals. That's fun. Light Brights are so neat. I'm gonna have to spring for a Light Bright at some point. I have a ping pong. We used to have to do ping pong. I don't know what we did with them. For some reason in middle school we were required to buy a bunch of ping pongs. Oh yeah, they made us take juggling classes and like bead classes. So it's no wonder that I don't really have a job because I take like kind of pointless stuff in K-12 school. I'll show you my pogs. There are a lot of people. Thanks for joining. I know I actually am gonna have a real journaling chat. I kind of have it planned. Like I have some journal prompts that we could do and write while doing that, and I have some fun gifts for that one too, like a gift away type thing, and some stamps. I'm kind of like planning. I'm like, oh yeah, I could put out some food, and then I realized like, oh yeah, none of you are like actually here. Like yeah, online, much fun. Some kids used to sleep on their bellies because it helps them sleep better. Oh yeah, I think I eventually figured out that you're supposed to put the kid face down so they can, I don't know, it works better. But apparently when I was a kid, you used to put them face up. You've heard of pogs. What are they? What are you for? Okay. If you lived in the magical 1990s, these were everywhere, and these were about 10 cents each. I didn't buy this set till like 2008 on Fleabay, but I collected a bunch as a kid. Some had Disney, some had just different themes, and you, if you have any friends, you can like flip them over, and you take your sets together, you lay them all out upside down, and this is a slammer, so it's like heavier as a plastic or a metal thing, and you slam it down. That was a fail. Okay, this is not going to work on a bed. But anyway, whichever ones flip over are the ones you get to keep. So if you're playing with friends, you could kind of acquire some of their pogs because you flip them over. That's interesting. Maybe it's just because I'm left-handed. Forget I'm shaking the camera. Yay! I won my own pog. I didn't really play with them as a kid. I just collected them. They had some fun designs. These are weird designs because I bought them online, but I've had these for about almost 10 years now. In Christmas 2008, I bought myself some of my childhood toys for Christmas and just had like kind of a 1990s theme party and just kind of had fun with it. The Slammer is a Power Ranger. That's special. Ooh, I know what. You have to see my dirty bathroom. I was gonna say I could show you my blank journals with something related to this. Okay, I have an idea. Let's. Okay, I'm not walking around here without house shoes. Where are my house shoes? Okay. What time is it here? I'm thinking I actually have no idea. It's probably midnight. We are walking into the darkness. I'm taking you to my closet to see a blank journal collection. Okay. I know this is such a weird video. Yeah, I really like that I can see them all now. I think we're back. I'm so out of breath from walking into my closet. Okay. Good. Okay, good. It's back. So apparently I can't sit down without like killing my internet. This is such a long video talking about nothing. I do plan meaningful stuff soon, so stay tuned for meaning. Hopefully, not during this video, but eventually with other videos. Here are, all my blanks now, and I definitely like having them out. How many filled journals do I have? I have about, I think 70 something filled ones. I don't label them. I just write the year on the top of them. Like, well, you can't really see on the top on the paper. I write the year, and that's the only way I really label them. Yeah, I like having a variety here. Oh, I have some filled ones of like theme journals too, and from when I was a kid. If I add in, it was probably about 80. We've been journaling for 11 years regularly, and bending over makes me out of breath. It's so far to my room from here. But yeah, I think about 70 normal daily journals. That's cool, getting the family into journaling. I tried to get my grandma, when I was a kid, into journaling. She kind of wasn't into it, but it's neat that you inspired someone to journal. Here are, how long did it take to fill a journal? Usually 2 to 3 months per journal. Sometimes a little bit less. The one I just filled, the black one, that took about a month. I'm gonna go in the other room because my internet's gonna flunk if I stay in here. And now we have to walk through a dark room again. So far, I'm so old. Like, I'm panting. Alright. We are back in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, too much standing up. Most journals are probably about 2 months. Were you proud of yourself when this was your first journal? Yeah, I was. I filled that one. It was such a perfect time to start journaling. I had like so much stuff changing in my external life, and I was planning a cross-country move and all this stuff. So I filled that journal like 2 or 3 months. I was really excited to have one done, and I reread it a lot with that first one. You label yours by number. Nice. I kind of thought about doing that, but sometimes I'll use 2 at the same time, so I couldn't think of how I wanted to do that. What? What do you do when you get sick of the journal you're in? Sometimes I'll just switch journals completely. Like, there's a journal I'm using now that's kind of my secondary journal that I just kind of put to the side. What's 24? I'm not. Oh, was this $24.99? This was $14, I think. I live on credit, yay! Oh yeah, the journal. I guess I could show you that one. It's the sunflower one that I'm using now, and All right, well, let's go over here one more time. Okay, you're probably gonna see awkward stuff, but I mean, this whole video is pretty awkward. This one I filmed recently. I think I just killed my internet again. That's great. Maybe not. Oh, is it just dark? It's really that dark in this room. That's perfect. Okay, I'll turn on a lamp. Death. I just like knocked it over. Oh wow, my internet's not that bad. It's just the lighting in here. Here's my dirty carpet. This journal I filled recently, and this one took a little over a month. Trying to get your younger cousins into journaling. I think with kids, I think I would maybe try a Q&A journal, so if they don't know what to write, that might be really helpful. You're on journal 42? Wow. How long have you been journaling? I need a personal assistant to read my comments so I can do something while I'm doing it. You're surprised but she does like comics and so cute. I wish I had more from my childhood too. That's kind of what made me stick with journaling, especially a few years ago when I was actually rather mad at journaling. It's just remembering how much I wished I would have had something like that when I was young. And I like when I was a young kid or a teen, I really wish I had felt free enough to write anything in a journal and just had that as an outlet. Okay, this journal I filled in about a month, and I added in a bunch of washi tape. I actually thinned this out before I used it a little bit. It's like impressively difficult to talk for this long. So out of breath. Throwing out earlier journals. Yeah, that's rough actually. I was reading this blog. I think it was an apartment or some kind of apartment therapy, I think, or some kind of uncluttered. I know you're looking at my foot, but that's okay. And it was saying a lot of people were suggesting that someone just throw out their childhood memories and their like childhood journals. I'm like, and it just made me cringe on so many levels. I understand the urge to throw it out, like, but these people were kind of playing to and just gonna take a photo of their childhood favorite toy. I'm like, you have enough space to have your favorite childhood toy. Like, you can't replace that. I mean, I wish I had something like my grandma's childhood favorite toy or something. That'd be so cool to have. But I think if you have already thrown it out, hopefully you can build up some more of a collection and maybe write about some of the older journals or some of the old memories from them if you remember back then. I have some teen poetry that I wrote in one of my journals, and it's really dark. But I'm still really glad I have those. I used to write stories and ideas before you got into journaling. That's neat. Oh, that's a neat time to start journaling in like freshman year of high school. Here's this journal that I was going to show you that I cannot speak. That's great. That I put on the side. Like this one I started in, I want to say November, and it was not very done. I mean, maybe a fourth of the way done. So I just put this to the side so I can enjoy it when I really feel like using this one. And yeah, I kind of put this aside. So if it's a journal that's just not doing it for me, if it's the paper or how heavy it is, like physically heavy it is, I'll just kind of put it aside and come back to it sometimes. You threw a bunch of them away during tough times. Yeah, I've kind of debated that. One of those blogs I was reading, I think I looked up childhood journal collection. I found that, and people talk about burning their journals. I'm like, no, for the $1 million, and that's not the same as actually having $1 million in my hand. A photo of Zac Efron is not the same as having Zac Efron in my hands. That'd be really odd. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like Zac Efron's ever going to stumble into this, but that'd be really, really kind of awkward if some relative of Zac Efron stumbled on this. I know that's not going to happen. Anyway, but yeah, digital photos can erode. You can get invalid JPEG and GIF errors too, just like you can lose the photos. The photos don't always open. There's some digital errors. So digital is not like a surefire way. Computers crash, hard drives crash, external hard drives particularly crash. And even if you have online backup, I mean, just a few clicks, you can accidentally wipe out an online backup pretty easily. I'm in tech. It happens. Like, I've had files lost before easily. So digital just is not the same as having a few old photos or a shoebox of old diaries or something in a closet from an ancestor that you don't have to maintain. Whereas tech, you have to constantly back up stuff. So yeah, I'm really the blogs that are like, burn all your old stuff, have nothing left. You're looking at my toe. That's gross. Just kind of make me cringe on so many levels. But I have thought about if I would ever. Well, actually, I had a whole video like, would I ever sell a journal? Because I saw some people selling me used journals, and I guess like if it was just a few journals or something, doing something like that, or burning a few and that just made me mad might be different. But burning them all at once just makes me cringe. And someone asked, since I have, or I can't remember the phrasing, but just if the old journals make me sad, but like when it was during rough times, and I mean, I usually don't reread those much, but there's still at least some good during that. Like at my grandpa's funeral, I at least saw a few of my great aunts and uncles who were left, and a few relatives, and there was at least those small moments of happiness even during shit times. Like just in general, if a journal is from a rough time in life, there's at least something good in that journal. I try to make a few pages of memories or something like that. So I still think they have some positive meaning, even if a lot of that time is dark. And if I threw away every journal when I talked about being depressed, I'd have to burn like 10 years worth of journals. So this thing is really fun to go like this with. I can't believe anyone's watching. Thanks for watching. It's kind of not my week, so I just wanted to hang out with people who like journals and who, I don't know, understand anxiety and whatever else, all the other crap that's wrong. Do I ever worry about people reading my rants or private thoughts? I did more when I first started journaling, and occasionally kind of think like, would I want someone reading my thoughts on, actually the journal that I wrote that stuff is on the other side of the room, like politics and religion and stuff, and I don't know, I sometimes think about that, but if they're kind of not respecting my privacy, I think it's just kind of on them if they read a journal that's got like unpleasant stuff about them. Thanks for joining. I plan to eventually improve them, but yeah, life. This pen case cracks me up. This is pretty much me. Yeah, I figure this is good practice to, in general. It's interesting how like anxiety and stuff like that and ADD can just kind of make you not be able to form a sentence, which is really, really awesome when you're trying to find a job. So I'm glad you guys are patient with that. Someone asked about like if I'd actually ever gone like nonverbal, kind of like an Aspie style nonverbal, and it only very rarely. Like as a kid, I would stand behind my parental and let like them talk for me a lot. So I was just kind of a shy kid, unless there's someone I actually wanted to talk to, and usually it wasn't because I didn't really want to talk to anyone. And it just, I'm seriously not going nonverbal now. I wasn't really nonverbal then. There's only like one time a little over a year ago, I don't think I said a word for like a day and a half. I weirded out my parental. It was a time of loss, and on top of losing my last grandparent, I didn't get a birthday. People really let me down beyond. And it just broke my heart in so many ways, and I was like sad and pissed off and so many emotions at once. I could not speak for about a day and a half. I literally put the covers over my head. I was like, I'm not talking to any of you. I didn't say that because I couldn't actually speak. And it's like you physically can speak, but you can't form a sentence. I mean, I usually can't form a sentence like now, but then I really could not. I couldn't do it. I was just like done. And I don't know what way that I was pissed off and didn't want to talk to anyone because I was sad too, but I couldn't actually form a sentence when they're like, oh yeah, I had, after all that, I had, after the funeral, like after my grandpa's funeral, and it was my birthday and all this stuff, I couldn't speak, and I ended up, I think I could speak after that, but then I was just so mad, and I was crying for most of the night. Then I ended up having a migraine. I was vomiting for 12 hours, and then I couldn't. Then I got nonverbal, but going nonverbal is like super rare for me. Uh, but yeah, that's is really rare for me, thankfully. I'm not sure what I'd suggest if that happens to you a lot. I think I would just try to find a way to escape, like have a plan to get out of some situation if there's one that tends to make that happen to you. Um, Putting the blanket over your head really does help a lot. So I sometimes retreat to bed if I feel like that's starting to happen to me. Just being able to kind of know what trips that up for you and know what emotions you have, like how it feels just when it starts heading that way, and then escaping before it happens. I think it's like the best way. Journal therapy, unite. Someone ripped up your journal. Wow. Yeah, someone ripping up a journal. That's just wrong. It's like having a friend to hang out with in the middle of the night. It really does feel like that. I feel like I am like in the same room with you all. It seems like it's been a rough week for everyone, so I'm glad this is what you needed tonight too. I definitely did. I really wasn't planning to do it this long, but I like them long. Wish the comments would stay up. I'll eventually fix my text so I can make these decent. Wow, that's yeah, usually I don't really care if people read them. I mean, if someone asks if I'm worried someone's gonna read them when I'm dead, I'm not gonna know the difference. I really don't care what happens when I'm dead. I really don't. My parents were like, "Where do you want to be buried?" I'm like, I really, really don't care. I'm not gonna know the difference. Just go wherever's cheap. I really don't care. So I don't think I really care about journals when I'm dead. I mean, there are a few people I wouldn't want to read certain things while I was alive. Like especially if I had a kid like a young kid and I was writing, things were hard today with my child so and so. Like I'd be careful not to let a kid read something like that if they're too young to understand it. But if I had adult kids or if I had another relative who I was dead, they're just gonna have to be able to deal with me having a rough time one day with them. Because if they're flipping through a journal, I don't think they're gonna read all of it. My grandpa wrote an entire autobiography and of like world events. Like he was one of the people who affected the history of the world, and like most of the relatives didn't read the entire autobiography. So I don't think people are gonna sit there and read my 70 filled daily journals. Maybe they'll flip through it, and if they actually like stumble on a page it's about them, I mean the odds of them finding the one page about them that's mean is pretty unlikely. Someone destroying journals, that's not cool. Like if you're gonna, I mean, if I don't know, if I wound up with someone's journals who I wasn't really interested in, I think I'd at least try to find, like, donate them to someone who was. Just put them on Craigslist. Like someone would be interested, or eBay them. Apparently, people like to read people's used journals on eBay. So yeah, burning. I lock my journals up, even when I live alone now, or even when I live alone, I keep them locked up just because it feels like I don't know, it just feels more like private that way. But in general, I'm an adult, so if people want to read my stuff, like they're gonna have to break in to do that, and that's kind of their problem. And I'll be prosecuted. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, recording family history in the journal, that's kind of, I don't know, it's something I wish more people would do. This journal, this pen case, I'm going to show you what's in this pen case. I know you're staring at this, like, the same thing forever. I thought I'd flip through while I was doing this, but the kind of crap I put in my journals, I don't think I could do that. And I'm too half asleep for that. And, yeah. This pen smells like blueberry. I've been separating out my different pen styles like this. You keep your journals in a dresser. That's a good place for it. I really want eventually a locking armoire or locking like roll top desk and putting them on something like that. I think I would lock them even if I didn't think my potential spouse would read them. I just like them locked, but I also, if someone actually took the time to break into the locked storage footlocker that I have now, I probably would never talk to them again. If they're reading it and I didn't tell them they could. But I don't think I would care if they were like, I don't know. I don't care if they're offended if they're violating my privacy. Talking to you is an interesting part. Thank you. Let me know if you have like, I don't know, any topics. I can try to form a sentence. I like separating out pen cases. What else can I show you? I have some stickers over here. Boyfriend made you a glitter look box. That's thoughtful. I used to keep my used journals in a little craft, kind of like a craft decorative box, and that was neat. You keep your locking armor. It's not waterproof, fireproof. I was kind of thinking about the other day, like about waterproofing stuff. Fireproof safes are really would be really expensive if you're like a large collection. Someone asked if I scan my old journals, and I don't. The first journal I used, I was so excited that I ended up taking a photo of every page, but then I ended up deleting most of those because I don't want my journals to be digital backup and have to mess with all that like I do with my digital photos. I want my journals just to be like a private sanctuary that's like that's the only place that those thoughts exist in the world, and like it's a unique place, not like a digital backup. Like I do have a bunch of my old childhood photos and some stuff scanned. I have about 2,000 childhood photos scanned. I've got a life scrapbook. I'll show you that. It's this thing, and it's 12 by 12 inches. It's about 100 pages, and I have a summary pretty much of my childhood in there, like letters from grandparents and just different people in my life, some old school assignments from grade school and that kind of thing. And I have scans of that digital backed up everywhere, but for journals I don't digitally back up stuff, and I don't think I would. Maybe a few pages of each era of my life, but not overall. She wrote an encouraging note after she read your journal. That's neat. Keeps her in a... she keeps her journals in a gun safe. That just cracks me up. That's actually... That would be a really sturdy place for it. I should ask all my like NRA neighbors if they have any extra gun safes I can put my journals in. That's really random. That's a neat... Are those safes usually fireproof too? I mean, I think that at least they'd be hard to break into. That's really funny. Here is one of my sticker things. I keep most of my stickers in my caboodle, and I have a old, what's it called? An OGO. Ever since I was a young kid, I wanted an OGO locker bag. If you're from the 90s, you'll know what that is. I had a child at elementary school friend who had one, and I was like, well, where did you get it, Deborah? And she's like, Tuesday morning. I'm like, not when, where? I was a little feisty child. I didn't know that was a store back then. And I finally found one this year online. So I keep my extra pins and stickers in that. You must be from the South. For some reason, everyone in the South is like into weaponry. I used to live in DC, and no one was allowed to have weaponry there. I mean, unless you were military or some kind of LEO type thing. They were illegal in the city, as far as I know. You have old photos from your childhood and old poem I wrote back in elementary school. That's cute. I love like childhood things. Virginia. Oh, Texas. Oh, South. Hey, Texas. Crafty. Multiple Texas people. How fun. I go to Texas like a few times a year usually. Dallas. I love the Dallas Arboretum. But I mean, since everyone in Texas apparently has weapons, that might scare me away from there a little bit. Yeah, where I lived, you weren't allowed to. I don't like some of the forms of pepper spray we couldn't have. You're close to Dallas and neat. That's a traffic there is like torture. But I like Dallas. There was a bunch of old like East Coast stores that I like there, like a Potbelly restaurant and they have the best milkshakes and the best grilled cheese. And on her nightstand, oh my gosh, that sounds like some of my southern relatives. I used to have a roommate from Japan, and one of my southern relatives came and just had like I don't know what form of weapon, whatever weapon they had, like on the counter. I was like, oh my god, put that away. Uh, it weirded out my roommate from Japan anyway. You're near the Mexico border? Wow. Whataburger. Whataburger is really good. I road tripped with a friend to Houston, and we were up for like a million hours. We got stuck. It took so long, and there was so much traffic and road construction. But um, Japan was fun. That was my first international trip that I went on alone. My roommate was from Japan, and I actually didn't tell my family that I went to Japan. They knew I was going on vacation, but I didn't tell them. I just wanted to get away. I was so frustrated with like a lot of things in life back then, and I just went to Japan. I had done some work with with the country, like with the government there, and I knew some people who lived there and some people at the embassy, and I told my coworkers where I was going and my school where I was going. So, and I had a bunch of insurance, like to just in case I got sick there and needed to evacuate for like some emergency. I had a bunch of insurance. I planned it out well, but it wasn't like I came back from there and my coworkers were like, "You look like you're glowing." Like they just this girl, the photographer where I was worked, she was like, "You're glowing." Like I guess I just looked miserable before I went, but it made me feel like life could be fun again. So that was really like one of the best things I ever did for myself. And Japanese pizza is gross. It's like healthy. Like everything is there is healthy. I nearly got stuck in a bathtub. I tried to, like I had to curl in the fetal position to get the bathtub in Tokyo, and I lost a contact on the floor of the bathroom. I had to lay outside the bathroom and like to go like this to like try to sneak my body and to get the contact that was on the floor. And I had like my wisdom teeth were bothering me back then. So I go to the Japanese pharmacy and and I ended up getting some kind of ethanol product to try to fix my teeth. It wasn't that expensive at the time. I was either going to go to Iceland or Japan. I chose Japan just because it feels more exotic, and it was really safe and clean, like freakishly clean. Akihabara is amazing. I'm into tech. That's my field. Was my field, but Akihabara was like the electronics mecca of the world. It was amazing. I like did not take credit cards with me there. I'm like I will go broke. Um, but yeah, I have a few souvenirs that I got there. I got stuck in a freak hailstorm on the top of Mount Fuji, so like not all of it was perfect. And their French fries at McDonald's in Tokyo are really gross. They're healthy and they're baked, and then it's nasty. Like soda is expensive. There was like $5 for a shot glass of Coca-Cola. So I had thought about living there at the time, and I couldn't. I couldn't afford the soda in Japan. But anime, I've never really watched. I don't think I've ever actually seen an entire anime episode. I've thought about it because I like kind of. I didn't like stuff from Asia. Like these stickers, I think, are made there. Coke is they're making their first alcoholic drink. Oh my gosh, what is it, like Coke and rum or something prepackaged? Yeah, Japan kind of. People were really helpful. I almost actually the elevator. I was on the 20 something floor of a hotel there, and on the 17th floor, the elevator started getting stuck. And I was in an elevator full of men who were shorter than me, and that was awesome because I am rather short and they were shorter than me, so that was perfect. Milan was filthy, and Rome was even filthier. I don't think I really bought soda then because I think I was broke. But nobody drinks it but tourists. That's the probably so. Some of the yeah. Rome at least has better pizza. So I was in Rome once. I angered some nuns. I almost got kicked out of the first church, and that we were going for tourists. Have I tried Rumen? I actually have no idea what that is. Went to Indonesia and brought you 2 bottles of Ramoon, watermelon, and Sprite. Ooh, that sounds good. I've not tried that. Oh yeah, so I was hosting a sorority party the other night, and one of the ladies has been in it since she's in her 20s, so over 60 years. She's 85 now, and Coke is the best, except Mountain Dew. I like Mountain Dew, but they had signed me up to host this, and they wanted me to talk about travel, so I made my whole party. We have to give an educational, like a top discussion on some topic. One of them did hers on music, and they wanted me to do it on travel. So I told it all about my horrible travel experiences. Like have gotten stuck in multiple elevators, nuns, yeah. I wasn't actually journaling back then, but it would have been really feisty. So I went with some other teenagers, or yeah, we were teenagers to, we were doing like a community service trip in Italy, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and we were staying in this monastery in Rome, and um, we go to the first church, and we go to some of these tourist sites in the Vatican, and I the other teenage friends who were with me are like, "You're standing on bodies," because apparently that's their burial inside the church. I don't really know. I squealed, pissed off nuns, and had to leave pretty quickly because I wouldn't get permanently banned from there. But that was fun. Your favorite pop is a Pepsi mixed with Fanta. Ooh, I've never tried that. I used to like Pepsi Jazz, which is Pepsi mixed with strawberry and vanilla, but Pepsi and orange sounds really good. Um, so anyway, I've been thinking about a lot about my like horrible travel experiences this year. I got stuck in an elevator in DuPont Circle. I got stuck on the top of Mount Fuji in a freak hailstorm in the middle of, I think it was summer, like there was not supposed to be hail there. The tour bus driver was just shocked and floored it down the mountain. We were going like 70 in this charter bus. I'm like, I'm gonna die in Tokyo. Like this is not good. Um, and then I got stuck in Germany because this lady that we were with was trying to find another teenager, and we found him, but we couldn't find her. So we missed our international flight, got stuck there. We sent her back because we knew she couldn't make it back to the U.S. on her own. I don't think she'd ever been, I don't think she'd flown before. There was something like that. So I had to stay in a German airport for like a day and a half because we got stuck there because she made us miss our train and then we missed our flight. It was a mess. I've gotten stuck in multiple elevators, and I don't mean by the door, but like just they sometimes freeze up. Coke Zero, ugh, Coke Zero sugar. I don't what's it called, aspartame, like diet soda. Ugh, can't. Got some more vintage stickers in here. I like to alternate out what stickers I put in the journal. I know this is like not even about journaling anymore, but this is, I don't know, it's like a fun friend hangout. It's really neat that we can just interact wherever, and even people from the South, even Texans, we can like hang out and get to know each other and feel like we, I don't know, live nearby. These stickers are, yeah, old stuff is fun. Old people too. The older people that I was talking about, I sailed towards the Bahamas, and I'm a sailor. Like so I was sailing us towards the Bahamas, and then like this 85-year-old lady was like, "You did what?" And like they were so excited, like she was so entertained by my exotic travels. Oh yeah, and I got sick in the middle of Times Square on New Year's Eve once. I went down there at the last minute for New Year's, my first time there, and all the hotels were sold out. So it's like I'll just stay up all night. But by that point, I'd been up for like a day and a half because you had to get to Times Square by noon if you want to be able to see anything, because NYPD blocks off Times Square like in the immediate area before by early afternoon. So I'd been up for like a day and a half. I ended up getting sick. I got a migraine. I got sick in the middle of Times Square on New Year's Eve, right when it turned 12, because I'd been outside for so long and my body was in pain. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go walk around the city. And I kept getting sick all night. I ended up getting questioned by an NYPD officer because I went to Grand Central Station. I'm like, it'll be populated there. It's the safest place to go. And yeah, I decided just to sleep on the floor of the train station in the ticketed passenger section. So I'm like, that'll be the safest. So I was asleep. It was probably 5 a.m. by this point. NYPD comes up, they're like, "Ma'am, where's your ticket?" Because they're collecting tickets. I'm like, and I didn't have one because I didn't take the train. I just was staying there because I got sick and couldn't walk around the city like I'd planned for New Year's. Um, and I'm like, I must have left it up front. So I went to the front, and then I was like, crap, now what do I do? So I just ended up like staying all the rest of the night in the bathroom at Grand Central. I got a bunch of sentence. These are like catch-up sentence stickers. I think I'm missing like a bunch of comments. Okay, I can't hold that and do this at the same time. Me. Does it mean? Pretty sure it. Are you serious? Does it really mean that? Oh, Dr. Pepper, I accidentally tried some of that the other day. Dad. Yeah, I do not do Dr. Pepper. I've never tried Mr. Pibb. I don't really do spice, so like pepper is too spicy for me in general. I don't know why I'm looking at my stickers. This is really entertaining. I kind of forget I'm holding up the camera. It's like I'm on the phone with a friend. Uh, Goosebumps. Does anyone remember that? These smell fun. These are like s'more scented stickers. That one really cracks me up. We have this like weird soda shop nearby, and they have a couple hundred types, and they have sour Jolly Rancher soda. But I usually go with normal, boring stuff. And Mountain Dew. I'm like addicted. Actually, actually emailed like a few years ago. I got some stickers from the Pepsi company. I asked if I could buy some stickers, and they just sent me some for free because they knew I was addicted. And yeah, that's why I went to the store tonight. Walmart on a Friday night is scary, and I went there because I had no soda left. And I kind of caffeine helps with my ADD a bit. Not enough because that's kind of why I'm like this is so particularly choppy because I haven't had enough soda, which helps with my ADD and that helps me be able to form a complete sentence. Amo mi familia. I thought it was May. Oh yeah, that makes sense. You just like nix the May. These stickers smell like strawberry. These are honey, so these ones smell really good. Moving along. Sometimes use these as general problems. These are Dollar Tree Centos ones, and these smell some of the strongest. These are grape. They have strawberry and orange, but those are like some of the most strongly scented stickers I found. Monsters Jones soda. I've seen that, but I've never tried it. I'm kind of like I hadn't really tried much. I never tried waffles or spaghetti until college, or chocolate until college, other than Tootsie Roll. I've kind of just I haven't lived. The old people are like, here, try some pumpkin bread, because I'd never tried that either. And my friend made me try an egg, because I hadn't tried that, except in cake. But like I hadn't tried it like a normal egg, and I don't like it. Texture, eh. But salsa spaghetti I can do. Here are those stickers. These are what are they? Sandy Lion stickers. It's the longest video ever. Thanks for joining. It's really fun to just do casual crap. I like when stuff doesn't have to be planned or decent for people to join in. Oh, here are these scented pens that I've got. I've never heard of Choritos bottled soda. Is it from Mexico? I didn't really try. I didn't actually try much, really. I didn't try sushi. I didn't really try any Japanese food when I was there. I was so paranoid that I was going to get sick while I was in Japan that I really tried nothing. I got like pizza and fries and stuff. I don't really try much. And that is expensive, so I didn't want to waste something if I didn't like it. Oh, I've never really been to a real Mexican restaurant, I don't think. Except once when I was a kid. But that would be fun to try Mexican soda. I'll have to check that out at some point. This one, so as a kid I always wanted Twistables, like these. Well, these are silly scents, but they're just twistable colored pencils. Some kid, Hamid, in first grade had some. I never could find any. And I finally found some when I first started journaling about a decade ago. But now they have scented ones, and these are really fun. They're not that strongly scented, but they have some weird scents, like green. Well, green apple's not that weird. They probably suck around Washington, New York, so there's no point. Well, oh, I did like Chipotle in DC. I dated this economist, and he liked Mexican food and kind of exotic stuff, and he'd take me to like Chipotle. I would get chips, and he'd tell the waiter like, "Oh, we have to go somewhere else you didn't like." I'm like, "No, seriously, I just like plain chips. Like that's all I want." And then I went with this guy from China to this to Chinatown, DC, to a restaurant. I just got rice, and he was like, "Oh," and then he was like telling the waiter in Chinese like, "We have to leave. She does not like this place." I'm like, "No, I like it. I love rice. Like let's just this is what I want. I'm just picky." But yeah, I don't really get around. I don't know that I don't know that there really are any food restaurants that I've heard about as being like truly authentic and good in DC. I knew a guy from, I forget where, but I want to say Guatemala, that Mexican food's exotic. Everything is exotic to me. I hadn't tried an egg until like last year. I'm an adult. I hadn't tried. Yeah, I don't really try food. Nah. I'll try like exotic candy sometimes, like Pocky. I tried in recent years. Um, there was this neat restaurant in DuPont Circle that was French food, and I got like French bread there, and that was exotic to me. That's kind of sad. I once went to this my family's childhood boss like had this neat building where part of the building it had a cool city view, and we went there and it was this kind of French food stuff, and there was nothing I liked. And I was like, do you think you could just make me some French fries or like a fruit tray? So the guy ran across the street to McDonald's, brought me some fries, put it on a plate, and that was that. So I really don't get out much. There are 3 Mexican restaurants next to each other in your hometown. Wow. Nacho fries? I've never experienced that. I never tried Taco Bell until I lived in Tiny Town. I got an orange, or no, what's it called? Cheese roll, and that's the only thing I've tried in Taco Bell. Nacho fries, or like, is that like cheese? It's cheese fries? That actually doesn't sound too bad. I've never tried cheese fries in general, but I love kind of bizarre stuff. I like deep fried Twinkies, like everything that's just junk food. Handy snacks. They took the breadstick out of the handy snacks, but I really like handy snacks anyway. Milkshakes called Moquita. Fudgicle, ooh. I actually think I did go to a Mexican restaurant once with a childhood friend, and there was grass in the milk. It made me ill, so I don't think I ever went to a Mexican restaurant after that. I think, yeah, it was not a real. I don't think it's a real restaurant. Good, like I don't think it's really a decent place. I don't think I've ever really been to a decent Mexican restaurant. I've been to some Indian ones. I dated a guy from India. Hot nacho cheese. Oh, seasoned fries. Oh, that's kind of more spicy than I go. But fries, cheese fries does sound pretty good. I have to try it sometime just because I don't really get out much. I tried like bizarre activities, but never really bizarre food. I'll rephrase that. I've tried exotic activities and places, but I've never tried exotic food. I've done some exotic activities too, but that's another story. This one smells like beach. Speaking of exotic things to try, beach, root beer, coconut, licorice is probably the worst one ever. Yeah, I don't really use that one very much. Soap appeal. Ooh, bread with cinnamon sugar. That actually sounds really good. I got into cinnamon rolls in recent years. I used to just like the icing off cinnamon rolls. My brother's a kid worked at a cinnamon roll shop and brought me some icing home. It's good, and I'm addicted to that. What else can I show you? I went to a Tuesday morning. There's like this random thing here that I've been trying to figure out what to do with. Sopapilla things. I might actually go to a Mexican restaurant. Do most of them have like cinnamon, like those? I don't know how to say it, but like, could I get those anywhere, or is it just more like Mexican bakeries? Actually, I majored in foreign affairs, and I kind of don't really do foreign food. Yeah, I don't really do like American food either. I don't really like much stuff. I lived on like plain rice a lot as a kid. Sopapilla. I'm actually like, the one requirement I have left to finish college is Spanish, and I can't even say that. That's just great. Does anyone remember when Burger King gave you a package of cheese powder? Oh, God. Cheese powder. That just sounds. Oh, I'd probably like it. I like fake cheese. These stickers are in a Dollar Tree coloring book. I think my friend gave me these. I love Hunter with Dalmatians. Burger King fries are surprisingly good. You've never had any fancy ones like that? I think I'd eat the cheese powder separately. I'm pretty plain. I don't like sauce on my pizza either, or on my spaghetti. I just like it plain. And when I was working seasonal retail last semester, they had it catered by Olive Garden for some holiday thing, holiday employee dinner. And the Olive Garden waiter was like, "You've never tried sauce on your spaghetti?" I'm like, "No. Why would I want to do that?" So he made me try spaghetti sauce on spaghetti. I didn't die, but I wasn't really into it either. It's just too spicy for me. Never liked Burger King. I like their hats, but yeah. Um, I have like, ooh, stickers. Just showing you random stuff, because why not? Here's some dinosaurs. Eventually my phone battery's gonna go out, so if like I vanish and die, that's what happened. My friend and I like joke when there's something that's like mildly unpleasant. We're like, "Dad," and I've like had to tone it down because I'm around some like actual elderly people lately. And my friend was when I was making me spaghetti when I visited for some holiday last year, um, and she was saying how long it was gonna take, and then I'm like, "Oh no," and she's like, "Dad," and I'm like, "Okay," shit got real. Somehow it's just a lot more dark when someone like old elderly says "Dad" than when like my young friend says it. But when when we're like pulling into like a parking space and slow down a little bit quick, I'm like, "Dad," and it just cracks me up. But I've got. I like adding in stickers of organizations I'm into or places I go or cut out restaurant stuff, restaurant logos, store logos. These are Greek letters. I'm in a sorority, so I put some stickers from that in there. And then I'll cut out stuff like this bag that my friend gave me a Christmas gift in. I like adding in just stuff that eventually might not be around. Oh yeah, I photocopied some old journal pages. This could be entertaining. And this is part of my time capsule. Well, I copied that too. So I have time capsule cards that I'll just write. Like I'm not 50 yet, obviously, but I'm old. Not that old. I'm gonna get punched. So it's like 50's not old. I I created myself a 50th birthday card and I mailed it to myself to be postmarked with today's date. And I wrote a letter from my future self. And I've done that for over the years for about a decade. So I photocopied some of those cards. I'm gonna glue into my journal, even though I'm not gonna open the real ones for a long time. I photocopied a few journal entries from 2008. So in a letter I wrote myself in 2008. Well, okay. This is a trip down memory lane. That's my. Did I write anything weird in here? One of my favorite teachers died. She was only 50 something. This letter mentions her. But yeah, this is I just wrote an entire letter to myself, trip down memory lanes from 2008, and I photocopied that to put in my journal and used as a journal prompt. And I photocopied a few old journal pages. This one's from 2008 too. Here's a list of different people in my life and memories about them. There's a normal journal entry here somewhere. I could at least show that if I can find it. Am I missing comments? Probably missing some like fun comments. Death. I'm never gonna get hired. These stickers. I used to have these some like this as a kid, so I got some more. Here's my fluffy pen case. This is like school pens, basically. Caffeine. I seriously need caffeine so I can concentrate. I can drink soda and it not keep me up at all. Here's a letter that is stuck on this. I know this video is really weird. Do I like Avatar: The Last Airbender? Is that a movie? I don't